Welcome to the last game of the day. I'm Mad Max Fury Roll. I'm from East Vic Roller Derby. I'll be one of your commentators this evening. The very first thing I want to do is acknowledge that this game is on stolen land. I want to pay respects on behalf of everyone here to the Jar Jar Wurrung people, to elders past and present, and acknowledge that sovereignty was never ceded. Today we have, in 30 seconds, we'll be starting with Diamond Valley Roller Derby Club in blue. And in green, Gippsland Rangers Roller Derby, along with Geelong Roller Derby and Pivot City Rangers.
Hello. It's me, Knives. I just got off the track. I'm very tired, but it's lovely to be here with you all. Very excited for this derby. I do some jamming. I do some reffing. Yeah, I get all around the place. I'm here with the lovely Mad Max Fury Road. Woo! Fury Roll, not road.
I make the same mistake all the time.
Yeah. So, playing against each other. So, we've got the Diamond Fire combined team. So, Diamond Valley are in blue. Got the Pivot Rangers. Pivot City Rangers in white. Alright, on the line we've got Hells Yeah and...
Sorry, I apologise, 12. Pivot City Rangers are on 4.
Yes. We're just figuring out this whole announcing thing, so bear with us. We'll try to be... I know.
You're going to
try to be entertaining at least.
You'll get strong last game vibes from us. A bit ratty at the end of the day. 12 for Firetails.
PMS.
You are looking at PMS picking up lead.
No, that's fine. I just recognized. Maybe. Yeah. Lots of scrumming going on in the pack. We've got Firetails putting up a really good defense. Oh. A few people hitting the floor. Hell yeah. Sorry, there might be fires. So you might notice that there's a lot of people skating backwards sometimes. If you haven't been around a whole lot of derby before, that's because when you get knocked out of the pack, you have to re-enter in behind the person that knocked you out. So if the person that knocked you out books it backwards, you have to come in behind that person still. So that's what you're seeing when you're stretching out the back of the pack. We're seeing a few of those.
At the start of Jam 5, we have Bombshell lined up for Pivot City Rangers. And we have Watto jamming for Diamond Firetails.
I can see Owls there. We've got Tui.
Watto taking lead for Diamond Firetails.
Bombshell just coming out from their initial pass. Not able to pick up those points though. And we're on to the next jam. So many jams in roller derby. So many.
Let's talk about our beautiful blockers who are on track. For Diamond Firetails, we've got, I'm going to say it's either Gilesy or Gilesy, forgive me.
Gilsey?
We have Gilesy. Gilesy's on track.
Gilesy.
Frank Herder is on track. Assassin's Speed is on track.
Dakota Blocker chasing out Nick from that start. Oh no. We've got Slam Halen doing some damage. Graves Anatomy skating outside the track over to the penalty box for some sort of illegal action we don't allow in this roller derby game. If you haven't already, check out our stalls over at the front. I believe Ballarat's got some merch over there, and there might be some cupcakes left if you're lucky. Also, Talk Derby to Me is great. It's run by a lovely lady called Natasha. She's got pretty laces, some key rings, just anything.
Starting out Jam 7 with Hell's Yeah in the lead, with Mad Pixie close on their heels. And that's the end of Jam 7, folks. Called off.
A bit hard to see from over here. Like, they're too far away.
I am thinking about investing in binoculars.
Yeah. Or, like, get, like, a
roving mic?
Yeah, like a remote mic, and we can, like, get in the middle of the track.
Can you imagine the chaos we could cause with a roving mic?
Oh,
We have got PMS on track for the Firetails and Bombshell for Pivot City Rangers.
We got J-Lo. We got 5-2, Slam Halen blocking for Pivot City. Who else we got? 8-9. 8-9 is J-Lo. Bombshell jamming, still working through that pack. 5-1, Melonhead pivoting.
Three blockers for Firetails remain on track with the pivot heading to the penalty box. On track, we've got Assassin's Speed, we've got Frankenherder, and we've got the Beast. That brings Jam 8 to an end.
Let's go. Fun fact, this is, what's the name now? All right, no, this one. This is Frankenherder's first game with Diamond Valley. Let's hear it for Frankenherder. Yeah! So Frank is our lovely NSO, head tournament NSO for Say White Stampede as well. You'll see them reffing, you'll see them NSOing, and yes, finally skating. So on to Jam 9. Who we got going on?
We've got Watto in the lead for Firetails, with Storm on track for Pivot City Rangers. We're seeing a blocker for the Firetails head to the bin.
That was
Watto calls it off.
That was Storm jamming for the Pivot City Rangers.
At the end of Jam 9, we have the Firetails on 49 points, Pivot City Rangers on 12 points.
It's still pretty close. Yeah,
Look,
it's still pretty close.
We've seen a few times today that anything can happen.
Anything, yeah, legit.
It ain't over till it's over.
No.
And this has just begun, folks.
If you were around for that first game, first
Oh,
half.
there we go. We are seeing Pivot City Rangers take that lead very quickly. We got Mad Pixie skating.
Hell's Yeah following up close behind. What are they gonna do?
Mad Pixie picking up 4 points.
Hell's
And we're looking at a
Yeah
power
going to
jam.
the bin. Oh no.
This is Mad Pixie's
Amazing
jam now
trip.
with our other jammer in the bin.
Awesome trip. 4 points. Let's go. Okay.
If you're at home, keep an eye on the blockers for the white team. You'll see them focusing on their jammer, their precious jammer.
Stitch, J-Lo, Dakota blocker, and who was our last blocker there for Pivot City? We're trying very hard to make sure that the blockers are recognized because they are as important as sparkly jammers. I'm getting some looks from the audience. I appreciate it. I love it.
We are heading into...
very important.
We've just finished Jam 10 with score of 49 and 24. So Pivot City picked up a few points in that last jam. We now have PMS taking the lead for Firetails. Bombshell is on track for the white team.
Good jam. And another one. I'm having too much fun.
Nice. Have you activated feral mode? Is that what's happened?
I think so.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just like a little bit feral.
Look, I think...
Inside joke.
That's an inside joke. .com.au.
Yeah. Check it out. The cartoons are amazing. All right, starting up, Jam 12.
We're looking at Melonhead on track for Pivot City. And Nick is jamming for the Firetails.
Nice loud forearms coming from our front IPR Pee-wee.
Melonhead picking up lead for Pivot City.
Nick finally making that initial pass out of the pack.
And Melonhead calls it off. That is the end of Jam 12.
Yeah.
At the end of Jam 12, the scores are Pivot City Rangers 28, Firetails on 53.
So just during this jam, I wanted to bring up number 89 on Pivot City. The blocker J-Lo, number 89. So they have come back. This is their first game back after a few years hiatus. All right. I might repeat that during our intermission between jams because it's very exciting to watch the track. So I was just saying, J-Lo, number 89 for Pivot City. This is their first game back after a few years of hiatus. So everyone, let's give us a round of applause for J-Lo. Yeah, first game back. Woo! Awesome. Thank you for participating. Much appreciated.
On track, your jammers are PMS for Firetails and Bombshell for Pivot City.
Jalsy and Slaps are working very well together. Stopping that jammer from getting past. What do we got going on? Yeah, PMS picking up 4 points on that first scoring trip. The Bombshell coming up to the back of the pack. Yep. BMS picking up another 4 points on her second scoring trip. So you'll notice I'm saying scoring trip. That means that their initial trip, they don't score any points. They can earn lead jammer status, or they can earn the inability to get lead jammer status. But once they make their first initial trip through the pack past everybody, that's when we start on our first scoring trip, and second scoring trip, and third scoring trip, and so on. No, that's a good point, yeah. So Beard mentioned some people can't, never make it past the initial trip. It is difficult. When you're pushing against that wall, you don't want to be there sometimes. But I think Hells Yeah is living it up right now, maybe.
Yeah, there's a distinct benefit to being on track with the other jammer in the bin. The odds of getting lead, the odds of getting points are higher. So I think, how do you feel about it, Knives? You pretty...
Oh, I love a good power jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like getting the golden ticket, right?
Love a good power jam, yep.
We are seeing the ref call a directional on a skater for Pivot City who's reporting to the box.
J-Lo skating down. Just focus.
Oh, yeah.
Hells yeah, just doing laps on laps. Leave some laps for somebody else, Hells. Oh. Never mind. Alright. It's the end of Jam 14.
Firetail's call that jam.
Got a timeout. Team White, looks like. Timeout for Pivot City Rangers. How's that score going, Max?
That score, I'll tell you about it. Those Firetails, they're on 85. Pivot City Rangers are on 33.
You might say those Firetails are on fire.
Yeah. You might say those Pivot City Rangers, they be ranging.
They be ranging.
Ranger's gonna range. Now,
Ranger's gonna range.
Beard has asked what that means, and
We need to get you on mic. We need some discourse over here. We'll just speak to the invisible voice of Beard. And you guys
the
can all just be
omnipotent
like,
presence that
yeah.
I don't know if you can see on your screen, but you'll just
like,
know
what does that
about.
mean? It just means what it means, Beard.
Pay no
What, you don't
attention
know?
to the man behind the beard. You don't want to give me a microphone because I'll just talk nonsense the whole time.
We have accidentally unleashed a third commentator. Yeah, welcome.
Dun dun.
It's all right. Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Oh, that was a nice little gem. Hey, if you're at home and you're watching the live stream, first of all, amazing, because it means you're supporting your friends, family, teammates, and you'll have great stuff to share with them later on. And you also just got to hear Beard talk, so
Yeah.
good for you if you're watching from home.
Yeah, you need to clip that. All right, we're on to a new jam. All right, Nick, picking up lead jammer for the Firetails. Still on that power jam. Yeah, love a good power jam. If you're the jammer, it's not so great if you're the one in the box, but at least you get a rest, to be honest.
I mean, they're sort of few and far between when you're playing Derby, right? So there is a silver lining.
Yeah. Yeah. Just don't do bad things in order to get a rest.
Don't try.
Yeah.
Ask your bench coach, can you sit out one?
Yeah. I'm noticing that both teams' blockers are doing a really good job sticking together, sticking into those tripods. It's looking really good, even though like when they're breaking up, they're always near each other. They're always next to each other to get back together, and we love to see that.
End of Jam 16. Scores are Pivot City on 33, Firetails 89. Jamming for Pivot City, we have Mad Pixie and PMS for Firetails. Mad Pixie picking up lead for the Pivot City Rangers.
Woo. A nice little bit of a blue jammer. PMS, there was some sort of scuffle there with the blocker and PMS. Yeah.
There was an oopsie daisy.
A little bit of a cut, but back to the track. Everyone's sticking together.
This is now Mad Pixie's jam. This is a power jam with only one jammer on track. Another fun fact, there must always be a jammer on track. If you think about it, if there's no jammer, the blockers are just standing around waiting.
Ooh,
Mad Pixie calls off that jam.
That's a fun scenario. Do you remember the one when there was a foul out, and then a jammer was injured, but not so much that the jam was called off, and they took themselves off track.
Oh.
So we had a jammer that fouled out, so they can't come back on track, and then we have another jammer that's like, I'm not here for this right now. And then you can't do it. You can't derby.
It's like taking the tennis ball away.
Yeah.
If you're playing tennis.
There's no ball there. Yeah, I think Cups from my Eastvic team, she likes to say, like, what's the ball? Where's the ball,
Where's the ball?
In roller derby? And
Yeah.
she's like, I am the ball.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah, you are. So yeah, basically the jammer's the ball. Jammer wants to get through everyone, getting the points. But no, that's fun when it gets so confusing. We got some lovely rules. I love my rules. Bit of a rules nerd. So are you?
It's a very cerebral and academic game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, when your beard has added when you're not hitting each other. So yeah, it's also just, plain up gratuitous, right? But it's also, complex. So here's the thing, the meme of the woman looking at the, with the blackboard behind her and all those numbers. So with that absolute befuddlement on her face, that's learning the derby rules.
Another famous quote that I have is from Harmon Miranda from South Sea. She likes to say that roller derby is like playing chess on skates. And yeah, definitely true. Moving into Jam 18, Hells Yeah picking up lead jammer for the Firetails. Melonhead following closely behind. Oof. Few heads flying around there. I'm glad everyone's okay. Play safe, kids. Play safe. I love it, the smiles. Oh. A little bit feral. A little bit feral over here.
Pivot City heading into this jam on 42, Firetails on 92. PMS is jamming for Firetails. Mad Pixie on track for Pivot City. Oh, folks watching at home, this is exciting. We've seen Mad Pixie called for lead, but hot on their heels. Ooh. Yeah, so Mad Pixie has just made the choice to call off the jam.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm giving too much away when I say the strategy behind that is if you can't beat them, stop them.
Oh, yes.
Get them.
Thank you. All right,
Make sure that they don't get those points.
I just had an update. So Richard, Hawkeye, sorry. I was like, someone. Hawkeye has confirmed the exact quote from Harmon Miranda. It's like playing chess on skates whilst people are throwing bricks at you.
That's apt. Hells
made of
Yeah is on
people.
track for Firetails. Bombshell on track for Pivot City. Bombshell picking up lead. We have just seen a star pass by Firetails. So Nick, who was previously pivoting, the only person on track who would be able to take the star from the jammer, did so. And that jam is done.
Well done. Picked up a little 4 points for Pivot City Rangers.
Your jammers, we have PMS on track for Firetails, and I'm excited to say that we have Storm on track for Pivot City Rangers. This is their debut game, folks. Give it up for Storm.
Yeah. Let's go Storm. First game.
PMS, quick out the gate.
Fighting
They are
through.
lead jammer. Firetails take the lead.
Some good recycling happening in the pack. Very stretched out.
Look, we like to be sustainable at Derby, so we do recycle
We
quite a
love
bit.
We love a good recycle in Derby, yeah.
No composting though.
No.
That's that was a bit of a stretched joke. I'm sorry, folks. I don't want you to think that there's anything to do with compost if you're listening at home.
Well, some people's gear could probably,
Yeah,
Go
there's a
for
thing
a
called
good-
Derby stank.
yeah. That might be some good composting. Like there's got to be stuff growing in there. Just the Dorito smell that comes out of the wrist guards, guys.
It's an attractive game. PMS calls it off.
No, we're good. We're entertaining. This is what the people want. Because you've got to zone out a little bit while watching roller. It's an exciting sport. Sometimes it's a little too exciting. You just need a bit of a...
We probably have an average of maybe about 10 seconds when a jammer is completing a lap. Maybe that's when we'll fill in with a bit of banter.
Yeah. So jam is on. Pivot City picks up lead. Who we got?
We've got Mad Pixie wasting no time in taking lead.
Yeah. Bussy has made it past the initial. Lots of fast things happening. What just happened? The jam was called off. That's what happened by Pivot City. By Mad Pixie?
Mad Pixie
Yes.
for Pivot City, yep. Picking
Mad
up
Pixie
4
call
points
off.
that jam. And calling it appears, before Firetails could pick up any points in that jam. So at the end of jam 22, Firetails on 108, Pivot City Rangers on 50.
Right, Hells Yeah picking up lead for the Firetails.
For folks playing at home, you may have noticed a few jams now.
We got
A
Bombshell.
jammer, if they are lead, so if they have the benefit of being able to call off the jam should they choose it, they will often opt to get their points, so they will pass the hips of the opposing blockers, and then they will call it off. And that's a strategic move. That's to stop the other jammer getting any points. They don't want them to pass their team's hips for points.
Yeah, if you've been in the Derby world in full contact games for a certain period of time, you'll start to recognize something called the hit it and quit it, and it sucks if you're the other jammer. So the opposing jammer gets lead, they get through, get 4 points. Just before you hit the pack, the jammer calls it off, and you just cry. So we've got a rough start going on. PMS still getting through the pack, and we've got Mad Pixie picking up lead for City Rangers. A call off from City Rangers with 2 points, bringing our totals to Diamond Firetails 115, Pivot City Rangers 52. Looks like we've come to our intermission time. You will hear by that rolling whistle, as provided by our lovely jam timer, I believe, was the one. They usually are.
If you are at home, imagine elevator music for the next 15 minutes and we will pick up with period 2. Okay, folks, welcome back to Knives and Fury commentating. I'm Fury.
I'm Knives.
And we are commentating. All right. Because we, look, we'll be honest, we're a bit of a motley crew, and we were a little bit late to sit down at our commentating table. And so we missed being able to do the roster for you. So if you're in the crowd, good for you. You're well loved. And if you're listening from home, we'll do it for you now.
Yeah.
Take it away, Knives.
All right, cool. So for the Diamond Valley Diamond Firetails, we have on the team number 12, PMS, 155, Power Ranger, 1975, Frankenherder. Woo! First game. 2627, Hells Yeah. I say that all the time without meaning to actually referencing them. Number 351, Watto. Number 37, Gilesy. Number 42, Pepper Vendetta. Sorry. All right, number 45, Assassin Speed. Number 495, Al. Number 55, Bussy the Vampire Slayer. 652, Nick. 666, The Beast. 93, Slaps. And that is the Diamond Firetails. Where we got for Pivot City Rangers? Mags?
All right, folks,
Fury.
let's do this as quickly as I can. You can call me either, Mags or Fury, up to you.
It's hard.
We have 06 Storm, 101 Stitch, 2 Dakota Blocker, 30 Bombshell, 467 Grazed Anatomy, 51 Melonhead, 52 Slam Halen, 76 Mad Pixie, 89 J Lo, 94 MC Hammer, smart, it's spelled funny, that's smart, 99 Morbid Murder.
Also, fun fact, I just had a little drop in. So Storm 06 on Pivot City Rangers is actually going to the juniors, the World Juniors Champs, get this, in France.
Oui.
Going to France, the land of love. Anyway, back to...
Oh, my first thought was the land of croissants.
Croissants. And cheese, fromage.
Fromage.
Oh, love some fromage.
So if you can't tell, or / if you're listening back, Storm, we envy you and we're proud of you. Have fun in France.
Yes.
That's very impressive.
Congratulations on making the World Junior Champs. That's an amazing accomplishment, and have fun. Coming up on Jam, it says Jam 1 on the scoreboard, but I believe it's Jam 2. So we had a bit of a, yes, I'm getting the thumbs up from our penalty lineup tracker. All right, so coming into our Jam 2, we have Bombshell jamming for Pivot City. And PMS jamming for Diamond Firetails. So. PMS's lead had a bit of a knockout there.
If you're at home, you might want to sort of make a note of the time so that you can watch that one in slow-mo. That was just such impressive skating from everyone, including the skater who took the hit. Very impressive fall. You learn to fall, it's like day one you learn to fall in Derby.
Thanks. Just given, I got some tips from our lovely NSO about the scoreboard. So if you're in person, if you're online, I don't know if it comes up. So yeah, I think it does. So you'll see in the top right-hand corner or on the screen live, in between jams, it still has the previous jams. So that's where I had a little bit of confusion.
Exciting Jam 3 for you folks. You might have seen a little bit of jammer on jammer action there. Another fun fact is that they are the only skaters who are allowed to make contact with one another if they're outside the engagement zone. So you can see Sometimes jammers will take on other jammers as they're making their way around the track away from the pack. Coming up on Jam 4, your jammers are Nick for Firetails, Storm for Pivot City, Firetails jammer Nick declared lead.
And Pivot City's jammer making through the initial trip, following Nick quite about 30 feet behind. And there's the call off. Picking up 1 point for the Firetails. And, 1-1. Another point for Pivot City Rangers as well.
Folks, it looks like we have J-Lo jamming. I believe this is their first jam this game, which is exciting, and they're going up against PMS.
Score check. We've got Firetails on 124 and Pivot City Rangers on 53. PMS making it through their initial trip, coming up to their first scoring trip. J-Lo still working on that pack.
We have just seen a star pass from Pivot City with Melonhead now the jammer.
Pivot turn jammer. We love it, pivot turn jammer. Taking on Bussy just a little bit there. Ooh. A little bit of friendly fire just at the end of that jam there. Just having a cuddle on the ground. We love cuddles on the ground.
We sure do. We've got an official timeout, folks. Our score, so Firetail sitting on 135, 11 points that last jam. Pivot City Rangers on 57, taking home 4 points for that last jam.
So I have a question for you, Fury.
Proceed.
During this official timeout, how do you think a game of roller derby would even function without all our lovely officials that we have?
I'm so glad you asked, Knives. If you know what? If derby is chess with bricks, having no officials is taking the board away.
Yeah.
Right?
That's such a good analogy.
Thank you. I just made that up. No, you're totally right. We could not do this without the officials. We have Knickerbocker jam reffing and following Helsier around the track right now. Helsier is lead. They're on Firetails.
Yeah, he's holding out his right arm nice and strong to indicate that Helsier is the lead jammer. And we had Cray Cray following Bombshell, I believe. I'm going to guess that. So Cray Cray following the non-lead jammer. So you'll see there's a lovely little swish that they do after the initial pass to indicate they are not lead jammer. Stripes are so slimming as well. Stripes.
Important.
Yeah.
Folks, your on-track jammer 7 for the Pivot City Rangers. 7-6, that's Mad Pixie. Just had a tip-off from the folks watching at home that this is their first game in after 5 or so years.
Wow.
So this is impressive.
Love that.
We love to see a glorious comeback.
Love ex-retirees. We love it. It was a fun little slide into the pack there.
Yeah.
And quick call off as soon as you get to the ground.
Both jammers taking home 1 point for their pockets each on that last jam. Pivot City Rangers on 58, Firetails 140. Storm is on track, and we have Frankenherder is jamming for
Yes.
Firetails.
Exciting to see. We got lead for Pivot City. Storm. Our World Junior Storm, lead jammer, Frank.
Frank out of the pack.
Yes, had a little bit of a trickaroo, taking off that star just to divide the blocker's attention. Great strats.
Oh, if you can see that at home, Frank making it through on one very stable leg, just getting right nicely on that inside line.
Calling it off with a nice, juicy 4 points. Probably a weird adjective to use, but hey.
I mean, you came here for weird, didn't you, folks? We're at roller derby. There's not an echo in here. Knives is still laughing.
This is too much fun.
It's too much fun. Someone take the mic off us. No, don't.
No, it's too fun. What do we got? 9-3.
I think this is the first time that we have seen Slaps jam this game. They took no time in picking up lead. Grazed Anatomy was your jammer for Pivot City in that jam.
Slaps calls it off with 2 points, as beautifully displayed by our ref Knickerbocker.
Calling it early enough to prevent Pivot City picking up points. No soup for you on this jam, but there's always another jam.
Miss Cray Cray holds up the fist of zero. Ooh. Strong start.
Mad Pixie absolutely attacking lead.
PMS chasing them out. Neck and neck.
Knives, this is the first time I've commentated, and the hardest thing I'm finding is not audibly gasping into the mic. When it's an exciting game, all you want to do is, it's very hard to remain composed watching such a good game as this.
I must say that, I'm a fan of, eating the mic as well. And we have a very clear instruction to say leave at least, a fist distance. I don't mean literally eating the mic, guys. Come on.
I was going to ask if you'd had lunch. I feel like Beard would not appreciate that.
Sorry for the guys at home.
You have more, right? We're allowed to eat these if we're
I might have
hungry.
peaked it. I might have peaked it.
Who's that? Melonhead is your lead jammer on Pivot City Rangers.
Hells yeah, following up just behind them.
Folks playing at home, pop quiz. What did that jammer just do?
What did that jammer just do? Yeah, it's a sort of, yeah. So we talked about this just briefly earlier about the hit it and quit it. So you hit the pack. If you don't get there before the other jammer gets there, tap your hips and call it off. It's I'll give it a go next time.
Yeah. Grazed Anatomy is jamming for Pivot City Rangers.
Melonhead picks up lead. No, sorry. Bussy picks up lead.
Are we all appreciating the fire on Bussy's uniform on their pants? This is amazing.
Shorts. The fire shorts are pretty fire.
It makes them go faster.
Oh, yeah. Just like red cars go faster,
Precisely.
blue flaming shorts. make you go faster.
Yeah.
I think that is probably scientifically proven in some sort of peer review study.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon, definitely.
But if you are listening, don't Google it.
Like, that's just disrespectful. Don't Google it. Why don't you trust us? Anyway, we're into the jam. 15 seconds into the jam. Very interesting one. We've got PMS from Firetails. See Knickerbocker making a hand signal there, which means there was a no earned pass on one of those blockers, meaning that PMS didn't pass all of the opposing blockers upright or inbounds, which means lead is still open for the other jammer. And there you go, you see Cray Cray calling lead.
On Storm, who is from Pivot City Rangers. Storm picking up lead. Storm using the advantage of lead to call off that jam.
Sorry, might have been a bit too descriptive with the strategy there.
A little bit too much under the hood, hey?
Yeah, we gotta keep the wool over your eyes a little bit as commentators, because we don't want to give anything away to referees or players or benches. We got to be a bit sneaky here.
Sneaky.
A little bit sneaky. We want to be appreciative.
Or we just have to pretend to be in a bit of a different time zone and add a delay to telling you what's going on, which we're good at. We're good at being delayed, aren't we?
Yeah. We'll just talk about how they shouldn't Google how there is definitely a peer review study to say that flaming pants make you go faster.
Yeah. I mean, luckily it's just sort of, like research and not too many people have read it. Otherwise everyone would have flames on their... Yeah.
Yeah. No, the news does not want to, get onto that. Otherwise, there'll be flaming pants. We won't be able to walk on the footpaths anymore. There'll be flaming pants injuries everywhere.
Now, with having had sufficient delay, I'd like to let you know that your lead jammer is Hells Yeah. The jammer for Pivot City is Bombshell.
Now it's Hells Yeah's second scoring trip, picking up the 4 points. There are 8 total this jam so far. Pivot City also earning 4 points for that pass. Bringing the scores too. Oh, we got a timeout. Timeout for the Firetails, which gives us a lovely time to first give you the scores. Diamond Firetails 166, Pivot City Rangers 71. Interesting stuff. All right. Also an amazing time to acknowledge our amazing officials and people that are the chessboard of this game.
The chessboard of the game. My good friend Achilles taught me the fun fact that there are more officials to run it. You need more people to officiate to run a game than there can be players, right? On track, yeah. So on track. Sorry, there's even more again. Maths isn't my strong point.
So you can have 10 people on track. Non-skating officials alone, you need 9.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, there's another 7 skating officials.
I guess it makes me think of if you play piano, you can't transport it easily. It's that kind of thing. It's a really intensive kind of game to take.
What do you even mean?
I mean that if you get your players and you show up at a footy field, you can play footy. If you want to show up at Derby, you're going to need a lot of people.
Oh, you need the piano with you.
Yeah, there needs to be.
Right. I'm with you now. I don't follow this.
Look, it was a stretch, and maybe I shouldn't have said it into a microphone and just kept it silent.
Well, let's go through real quick. So we've got, who are these? So I'll go through our referees. We've got Disaster Chief as our head ref. We've got Pee-wee on as our IPR. We've got Miss Cray Cray and Knickerbocker for our jam refs. We've got KTKO, Executioner, and Killer Curls all on the OPR lanes. And then we've got Mary Fury as our sideline, what's it called? Alternate ref. So they're the ones watching out. They're there to step in if anything happens, or if someone needs to go do something, they're there with their skates ready, they can hop on.
Melonhead from Pivot City is your lead jammer for this jam. Nick from Firetails, jamming for Firetails. I said that already.
For Firetails, yes. It's really good to see how far Nick's come. So I've known Nick for a while. At Diamond Valley, we like to visit, and they've come a long way. You would have noticed they used to be in the LCSs a lot. Yes, low contact scrimmage. Thank you. What is LCS? People that are just watching for fun or because their friends are playing online and they're like, what is this? LCS is low contact scrimmage, so it's a modified version of the rules. And Nick used to do those a lot, and now they are in our full contact team. So Jam 16, Pivot City Rangers jammer has just gone to the bin, which means PMF's passes through the pack and gains that lead jammer status. Works on to the first scoring pass, picking up 4 points. Makes it look too easy. Speeding up around. Amazing defense from Pivot City. Pivot City jammer comes out of the box, comes up to the pack, slams straight through, makes their initial, forces the call off from Diamond Firetails. Great work, great jam.
Jam 16 has ended with Pivot City Rangers on 81 and Diamond Firetails on 180. And if you sort of think about it, it's kind of the way that I can see the scoreboard, it's a palindrome score, which is fun.
Oh,
18081.
this is true.
Hells Yeah is lead for Firetails. Bombshell jamming for Pivot City.
Hells Yeah making through the first scoring pass, picking up 4 points. Bombshell just making it out of the initial. Ooh. Bit of a scuffle out the front with Hells Yeah and MC Hammer. Okay, and our second half of our official appreciation time comes to you now from Knives and Fury commentating. So we've got Bullseye, we've got Jackie Ono, another Bullseye? We have a great jingle. We have Blizzard, we have Scare Bear, Froggy, Buster Hammy, Nitro Gin, General Pain, and Bubblegum Blitz Give it up for our non-skating officials and ref officials. I know something happened on track and that's why we're clapping, but I like to think that you were clapping for the officials that I just announced. I
was clapping for the officials. Frank jamming for Firetails and Mad Pixie lead for Pivot City.
I am thoroughly enjoying this game, Fury.
My goodness, so am I.
Both of these teams are lovely. I know many are skaters from them. They're all lovely people. I'd love to be out there on track with them. However, I'm very tired.
There'll be time. The great news is there are other rounds.
I have, I ref as well, so I ref the first 2 games. And I had 1 game off, skated the second one, and now we're here in my delusional state, commentating.
Knives was shut.
Bombshell gets through the pack, picks up lead jammer, gets through the first scoring pass, picks up 4 points.
We have just seen Nick give up jam status, passing it to Slaps, who is now the jammer.
You might hear a big roar from the audience there from Bombshell, picking up the second, scoring 4 points. Had some lovely comms. I could hear it all the way across the track from Anne. Anne just yelling at the Firetail jammers to call. We love a good yelling call from the bench.
Yeah, you've got to be able to project if you're on the bench.
And sometimes the jammers are just out of it, so they're just staring into space and like 5 people are yelling at them to call the jam off. No, no, I'm constantly looking at the bench. I'm like, can I call it off? Let me call it off. Jam 20, period 2. PMS skating for Firetails. Making out of the initial, picking up lead jammer. Got Storm skating for Pivot City. Making their initial pass. Coming up to the back of the pack. Forcing that call off from PMS. PMS picking up a juicy 3 points. I don't know about this whole juicy point thing. I feel like I've locked myself into it and I don't know. It's satisfying.
I'm just going to go off mic to tell a really long story about a meme that reminds me about Juicy. Mad Pixie takes up lead. Folks, if you're sitting at home, again, I commend you. Thank you for sticking with us. But, you know, something you don't get to appreciate when you're at home are little details. Like Mad Pixie's armbands with their number are sparkly. So if that isn't enough to get you to come in person to the next game, no matter if it's in Daylesford or Bendigo or even Officer, April 1st, be there. Come along, join us in person.
Also, you'll be able to appreciate the flames on the Firetails. Also, I really love the really subtle mountain design of Pivot City Rangers
on their uniforms?
Uniforms, thank
nice.
you.
So, Knives, you were sharp at the start of the day. Now I think maybe you're a butter knife now.
Yeah. Or like a
you need
spatula.
We need to read. Yes, like spatula. I'm going to use that as a G-rated insult from now on. Just kidding. I don't insult people. Too rude.
We've got some action going on the track.
We've got action on the track, which is what you came for.
Bussy had a bit of a tumble there with J-Lo.
Hells yeah, just putting on a show for you folks. That's an impressively fast chase down.
Getting that out of play call from Pee-wee. Well, the out of play warning. Apologies. Hells yeah, making their way back. Ugh. Just making hell for the jammer at the front of the pack is what Hells yeah does best. Well, Hells yeah does a lot of stuff pretty good, but I don't want to get caught by them at the front of the pack. Nah. I don't like getting caught by anyone at the front. You got an official timeout. So much easier when those are. But unfortunately, there's always like someone. Even if it's your own teammate, you just push them out of the way.
If the teams are listening, there is some general sentiment coming in on the live feed that I wanted to share with you. So we've got people saying, "Go Pivot City Rangers," and other folks are saying, "Go Firetails."
Do we have names of these people? Can we? Lizzie?
Thanks, Lizzie.
Thanks,
for cheering
Lizzie.
on PCR.
Amy B. Amy B is giving us support for the Firetails.
Genevieve has been watching. Genevieve is a fan of Melon and Dax.
Yeah, we love Melon Dax.
What was that one?
DAKS? Dax? Who's Dax going for? Is Dax just having a good time?
Dax is on Pivot City Rangers with Dakota Blocker is their full name, their full derby name.
So Dax is the one being
Dax for short.
having the fan of,
Yeah.
from who was it?
Dax is being appreciated by Genevieve.
Thank you, Genevieve. Bring in your comments. We love the comments. We're here to shout you out. All right, our official timeout is coming to an end, so we will get to those shout outs later. We're getting back to focusing on the game.
Storm jamming for Pivot City. Nick is on for the Firetails. Also, Scandal. Genevieve is also cheering for Frank, who is on the Firetails. It really just means Genevieve is obviously a very lovely person who loves Derby. Good on you, Genevieve.
Playing for both teams, are we, Genevieve? I love it though.
Yeah.
They're both amazing skaters. I don't think I could pick. Nick's coming just past their first scoring pass.
Oh.
Coming up with 4 points.
Did you really say where they were?
Firetails calls it off. 4 points. City Rangers, 0 points for that jam. Quick score check. We've got Diamond Firetails on 213 and Pivot City Rangers on 111.
Yeah.
Despite what our scoreboard is saying, this feels like a very close game. We have some very similarly skilled blockers and jammers, and I assure you, the points difference does not show the difficulty that the jammers are having to work through or the blockers having to hold back. Basically, it's a lot of work. And I commend both teams.
Every point is hard won in Derby. But something I have noticed about this score is how that gap has just Pivot City maintaining their distance to Firetails. That means they're playing super strong this whole game. Both teams giving it their all.
They're not going to make this easy for them. We've got 1 minute left of the game. So, what does that mean? Possibly last jam? Possibly last jam. Who have we got? We've got Frank on the Firetails for our jamming. Amazing. We've got Mad Pixie jamming for Pivot City Rangers. We've got... who else? We've got Bussy blocking. Oh, Bussy is just reported to the box. Slaps on blocking. The Boost also blocking.
Heading into a power jam for the Firetails with Frank picking up lead. This is now Frank's jam. Power jam.
It's got to feel good. Potential last jam of the game with a power jam. Oh no.
Folks, what a treat. What may be the last jam will go for 2 minutes.
We've got some drama. We've got the jammer bounce coming up.
Remembering that the jammer is like the ball, so if you put one down, another one bounces up.
You gotta bounce the jammers.
You gotta bounce the jammers.
The jammer balls. Jammer balls gotta be bounced.
So Mad Pixie is back on track. Frank sitting only as long as Mad Pixie had to sit for.
Smashing their way through their initial pass. Oh no.
Second penalty for Frank, so Mad Pixie,
Unfortunately,
the only jammer on track right now.
Mad Pixie starting their first scoring pass, picking up 4 points. The drama, the speed.
I hope you can hear the crowd from home. Because they are loving what the end of a fantastic game.
Such an amazing
What a treat.
end. Potential end, there might be some
Ooh, there might be some spice, extra spice.
some more drama.
Never
but
say
we'll
no to
see.
more derby.
So what happens at the end of the game? The jam refs go over to the score table just to confirm everything's cool. They give the thumbs up to the head NSO and the head ref, and then we get a nice rolling whistle, which we hope to hear quite soon. Well, that was just an amazing game. Full credit to both teams. They did an amazing job. They fought so well.
There's the whistle.
Let's hear it, everyone, for the crowd online at home. We've got the Diamond Firetails and Pivot City Rangers. Give it up.
What a game!
What a game. Good job. All right, looks like we got the final score. Was there a rolling whistle that I missed?
There was.
There was? All right. Well, that's it. That wraps up round 1 of Statewide Stampede.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to spend round 1 with everyone. Thanks for staying back. Amazing job, skaters, officials, everyone who made this possible.
And
Scene.
you've been listening to
Knives and Fury commentating.